The Bay Circuit is a permanent recreational trail and greenway corridor extending through 34 towns in eastern Massachusetts. It goes from Plum Island in Ipswich to the Kingston Duxbury shore. PCN recently joined a diversified group of hikers and musicians to check out this amazing trail, which ends right here in our backyard.
During this trek, we're on the Bay Circuit Trail. This is our 5th year of hiking across the state of Massachusetts and providing free community concerts for the towns that we pass through.
I think I first got involved in it in 1985, and that was when it was resurrected from the 20s and 30s when the idea first was hatched to, have a trail from Peabody, Newburyport, that area down here, to break up the urbanization of the entire sort of Boston sprawl. So between 128 and 495, there is now this greenway that includes a historic element to it. And it ends here. We're the anchor of the Bay Circuit Trail. And, Kingston has done a lot since 1986, 87, to add parcels to the trail. I think we have a lot to be proud of as far as that's concerned.
It needs to be also recognized that it's both a trail, a recreational long-distance trail, threading through a 57-town corridor, roughly between Route 128 and 495. And in that corridor, there are opportunities for what's called vest pocket parks and greenways. And so adding, since we started, over 8,000 acres of open space in and near the trail has been added. And that's part of the future. But also there are some gaps. There are probably about 10 miles of gaps in 230, and there are alternatives, loops, and so forth. So there'll always be work to be done. But essentially, if you want to walk the 200 miles, you can now.
The trail's in pretty good shape thanks to all the good work of Al French and a lot of volunteers. So really what we're trying to do is make sure that people are aware of the trail. The trail is pretty suburban and urban and close to a lot of commuter rail, so people can easily access it even from Boston, Rhode Island. We're pretty close to Rhode Island right now, New Hampshire, Western Mass. So it's just making sure people are aware of it and get out and use it. Essentially,
Very important to open it up to more people, because it is available, but it's not, let's face it, it's not well known to most people.
So our mission initially was just to find a new way to reach people without having to use fossil fuels. And in doing so, our first trek from Beckett all the way to Boston was all on roads, and we passed through several towns that hadn't had concerts in over 20 years. So we felt that there was a need for us to continue doing this.
Just the same, it will be written on my grave. It will be written on my.
There's a lot of hardworking folks who do a very thankless job to keep the land preserved so that many generations can come out and enjoy the woods and meditate on nature and look at the bay and, relax and enjoy each other and enjoy the earth.
So I work for the Appalachian Mountain Club. In addition to the Bay Circuit Alliance, we're working on a map and guide that should be out in 2015. We've also have a lot of social media as ways for people to become aware of it. And then there are 40 members that are part of the Bay Circuit Alliance. So they do a lot of things on the Bay Circuit, whether it's hikes. We're also doing monthly trail work parties. So we do a different stretch of the trail. We invite people from the community for free to come and learn trail work and then to go out and do work on the trail.
But I admire what they have accomplished, and I'm so glad that we're able to host them here tonight.
I'm very pleased in retiring to know that the project will live on.